I just wanted to share this crazy as video with you guys that happened in 1997. Started off at primary school, and I was with a bunch of people my age, and we were playing in what was called the out of bounds area. We were not meant to be in there, hence the name of it. And it was along the back of the section, and it was big evergreen trees, and in there was it was kind of like a hut. We'd made it like a hut. It was on the ground, but the way the trees sat and the way the trunks weaved in and out of each other, you could kind of make seats and stuff like that. So this day we're in there, and we were all playing like mums and dads, and there was dads and mums and kids and heaps of people in this out of bounds area, all around our age, and we're just happily playing and stuff. We had gathered wood and other things, like leaves and branches and stuff to make little huts and seats and a door frame around the entrance, and we're just minding our own business playing. And then the big kids, so these guys were a year or two older than us, come along, and they were telling us that we shouldn't be in there and that we're not allowed to, and they're going to knock and all this stuff, and they were just being bullying us, I guess. And then I remember they were leaving, and I was sitting there on this log, which was a seat, and I remember they were yelling stuff at us and just being smart. And then I looked, because I saw one of the girls push the frame, and I looked because it was going to hit us, and it did. It smacked me right in the face. And then I remember pushing it off and being ow, that hurt, what the heck. And I ran out and was running and ran out of the entrance way and into the field, because there's another tree that's up here, and then there's it was just an open field, and everyone was staring at me, screaming and crying. And I remember thinking, why is everyone looking at me like that? And why is everyone scared to see me? What's happened? Yeah, no, the frame fell on me. And then I, put my hands on my face, pull back, and there's blood everywhere. I looked down my brand new white shirt that Mum had bought me for my birthday, because it had just not long been my birthday. And it is literally covered. This white top is red. There's blood all over me, and I'm panicking. I don't remember there being a pain. I don't remember feeling anything, and I didn't know where I was injured. I just remember my vision being blurry, because there's blood everywhere. And then I remember a reliever teacher, so a fill-in teacher, coming running over, scooping me up and sprinting. And I remember looking down, and there's these tyre stairs, so old tyres at the mid stairs that go down. And then you go right towards the side entrance to where the main office and stuff is, in the foyer. And I remember looking down and seeing her running down these stairs and sprinting in there, and then being in the teacher's office, because you're never ever allowed in there, and being in there, and they're holding on ice pack and cloths to my face. And I remember hearing someone ringing Mum, and Mum come flying in don't ring an ambulance, I'll take her myself. And then it was just all this rush, and I remember being really worried and not really knowing what was going on and what had happened. And then having to go to the hospital, and I don't remember much about that apart from being really hungry and not being allowed to eat. That was the worst feeling ever. Having to go in and them telling me to count, and that would be, I guess they were giving me the stuff to make me go to sleep. And then I remember Mum being so stressed because they weren't going to do the surgery, and then one surgeon saying, or doctor saying, she needs the surgery, her vision relies on it. The nail, get this, went in her eye. The nail went in her eye. So here is a 6-year-old that I was pretty oblivious to what was going on, and a nail went in my eye. And they are delaying the surgery. Really? And on top of all of this, my brother's first birthday, I think it was coming up. So my mum is super stressed about her diabolical child, me, playing in that out of bounds area like some rebel, getting injured while she's got her son's first birthday. So this is all going crazy. And I remember even looking at family videos. Here's me with a patch on my eye because I had stitches all down along here. And then if we fast forward a little bit, the story, we're in the out of bounds area, we're going to get in so much trouble, talking not allowed to play at lunchtime kind of trouble, which was so serious when you're in primary school. So we made up this story that there was a plank of wood, a pallet, in this big tree, and that it fell, and I was looking up, and a branch went on my eye. And I think like our parents sort of believed us until they split us up and were asking us. And I remember my mum, like a girl that I was really good friends with at school, my mum liked saying, you better tell me, your dad's given me permission to kick you up the butt. We were not telling a soul. We were not telling a soul. We were so scared, because we were also scared because the big kids had said, you tell anyone and we'll get you. And I remember being like, oh my God, I don't want to get like beaten up or anything like that. And it eventually came out because one of us cracked. I can't remember which one it was, but one of us kids cracked, and we told them because, realistically, we should have just told them, because those big kids, I know we're in the out of bounds area and we should not have been there, but those big kids, I could have lost my sight. I can still see. My eye the surgeon did fantastic, and wherever the nail went into my eye, it didn't damage any nerves and didn't reach the back, like where all those like bits are at the back. It didn't reach that. So, and there's no rust residue or anything like gross left in my eye. I can see perfectly fine. I can read, they make you block an eye and you've got to read like the letters right down. I can get, I think, to like just about the third line at the lowest, third or fourth. I can read part of the fourth, I think. Just can't get the third. But anyhow, yeah, my mum and other parents had hit up these kids, and they were, I think, punished via the school policy and what they did. I don't really know. I don't really recall. I was 6 years old, so that was nearly like 20 years ago. But it's crazy to think there's rules. Like, you've really got to realise there's rules set out when you're at school and that type of thing for a reason. That was an out of bounds area because they can't monitor you in there. It's not always safe. Climbing tree, how many kids climb trees and break their arms? Like, I'm not saying don't do it, but there's specific reasons why you're not allowed in these out of bounds areas, because shit like this happens. And I could have like lost my sight. Like, it's just scary to think. Like, so much could have happened. Thankfully it didn't. But I also want to put it out there. Don't be those kids that think just because you're older and you're bigger that you can boss these little kids around, because things happen and you could end up being the person who does something like that to somebody. But what a cool story, hey? Like, I got a nail in my eye. I've actually got quite a few stories like that. But, like, not nails in my eyes and stuff. Like, I'm not no voodoo doll. But, like, I've got some pretty crazy stories that have happened to me. And, I mean, it makes for good storytelling. But, like, not at the cost of your eye.